The dryer balls by Faye Kennington from our Simply Home pattern collection are a very beginner-friendly project where all the effort comes in when you assemble them. Dryer balls help prevent large items like sheets and towels from clumping in the dryer so your dryer can work more efficiently, and they also can reduce static, which makes them a very practical project to make to practice your knitting skills with. They're knit using garter stitch with simple increases and decreases along the edge, which creates this shape which becomes a ball when you assemble it, which we'll show you here. After finishing the knitting, with stitches still on the needles, cut a long tail that's approximately 3 times the length of the ball. It was knit with the yarn held double, so thread both ends into a yarn needle. You may want to thread one at a time to make it easier. Run the yarn needle through all of the live stitches. You can do this one stitch at a time or slide groups of multiple stitches onto the yarn needle before slipping them onto the yarn. With all of the stitches off your knitting needle and on the yarn, you can pull the yarn tight to cinch the bottom of the ball closed. Tie a knot so you don't have to worry about the bottom coming loose as we stuff, and then you can leave the needle attached. We're going to set that aside as we prepare our roving, but it's starting to look like a ball. Now we're ready to prepare the roving. You can use white like the pattern recommends or a fun color like I am. You will not see the roving once the ball is completed. Each ball uses half a hank of wool of the Andes roving. It's recommended to tear the roving instead of cutting to prevent short fibers that might come loose. And then simply form a ball like you might hand wind a ball of yarn. Don't worry if your ball isn't perfect because felting will push the fibers around. With the roving inside, we can pick up the yarn needle and use whip stitch along the edge to close the ball. To whip stitch, insert your needle down one edge and up the opposite edge. And then you just repeat that going down one side and up the other without alternating which side you go down on and which side you go up on. So every stitch starts down and then comes back up. Once you've reached the top, tie a knot with the cast-on tail to secure the seam. You can leave the yarn needle attached. The cast-on edge yarn can now be stuffed inside of the ball. Pick up the yarn needle again and work a running stitch along the top edge. The running stitch simply goes in and out in a straight line. Try to avoid catching any of the roving when you are working the running stitch. Pull the yarn tight to cinch the top with the roving pushed out of the way, and then tie a knot to secure. It's okay if your seams and knots aren't perfect looking because they will disappear as you felt. Pass the yarn needle through the ball and out one side several inches below to trap the ends inside without weaving in ends. Snip the tail. And the ball is ready for felting. Wash balls in a washing machine using the hot water cycle until balls have a 9.75-inch circumference and are dense and well felted. When it's the correct size, it can be dried in the dryer. This is what the final ball should look like. If it's not fully felted after the first cycle, simply repeat until it's the correct size. Thank you for watching our tutorial. You can find all of the products and patterns mentioned here at knitpicks.com. The pattern featured in this tutorial is the Dryer Balls pattern by Faye Kennington from our Simply Home pattern collection. For more tutorials, be sure to subscribe to our channel on YouTube.